Well, Trump's bid for more oil could be a hard sell. That, according to a news story in the Wall Street Journal today, big front page headlines. I don't know if they know anything. Joining us today, however, our good friend, the new Interior Secretary, former North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Secretary Burgum, it's a nice feel to it, nice ring to it, Secretary Burgum. I like that a lot. So, congratulations, point number one. Point number two, what do you make of this Wall Street Journal headline? They're saying they're not going to, the oil companies are not going to produce more oil. They say the price isn't high enough, and there's not enough oil left, as I understood the article.
Well, Larry, I think this is just more people underestimating President Trump. I mean, you look at the wins that he's had in his first 2 weeks in office. You take a look at, Colombia folding, Mexico folding. This is the guy that wrote the Art of the Deal 30 plus years ago, and he's learned a lot in the last 30 years. You know him well. And certainly there's an opportunity here in the United States where we've got some of the highest regulatory costs. That's gone up under climate extremism under Biden. When we start tearing down those regulatory rules, the lack of, taking years or never getting drilling permits on public land. The Department of Interior itself controls 25% of the oil production in the country on public lands. And Joe Biden didn't issue any permits. He was the first president since Harry Truman that wasn't issuing permits. It's against the law what he was doing. So we can open up opportunities for lower cost production. We can cut it through cutting red tape. And then on the demand side, you see what's happening. Last week, Chevron makes a big announcement. This is a global multinational that says, hey, we're going to get into electric production with our natural gas. That's the first, a crossover where we've got an oil company saying we're going to produce electricity. They understand that we're short of electricity in this country. And as you know, you can't build a pipeline in this country under Joe Biden. And with the time of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we were offloading 400,000 barrels of dirty Russian heating oil into New England so people in New Hampshire and Maine could heat their homes with heating oil. Under President Trump, he believes that every American ought to be able to use clean natural gas to heat their homes. And when we get pipelines flowing in this country, we're going to see demand up. We're going to see production up in the U.S.
So, Jeb, oil's about $70 today, as you well know. Brent's a little higher. West Texas about $70. A lot of people think you need to get oil down. I'm going to say, call it $55. Could be 50, could be 60, I don't know. That would hurt Russia in the war against Ukraine. That would hurt Iran in all the Middle East terrorist wars, okay? Wouldn't help China much either, but just saying. Can oil companies make money? Can the frackers, can the independents, can the majors, could they make money at $50 a barrel? In your judgment, as former governor of North Dakota, you know a whole lot about this. You live with them up there, Harold Hamm and so forth. $50, can they make money? That would bring inflation down, interest rates way down. I think that's what Mr. Trump really wants, $50, $55. Can they make money there?
Well, nobody should underestimate the shale revolution and the entrepreneurs that drove that. Because during the last price war, the guys that are still alive and still running those businesses, they did figure out a way to increase their productivity per well. They did lower their break-even costs to become more profitable. But now we've got to help them. Joe Biden increased the break-even costs with all the regulations.
Right.
And as you know, in commodities, there's the price of oil, but then there's the price of transportation. And we should be able to, we get pipelines built in this country. We consume more of that energy on site for electricity, turn electricity into data on site, manufacture intelligence, and then move that product around through a fiber optic cable. We've got an opportunity to do consumption near where we do production. That takes the transportation cost down to almost nothing. So all that's about the margins. It's not about the gross price. It's about the profitability on the bottom. And we can take cost out of transportation. We can take cost out of production because of the regulatory side. There's going to be a lot of profits to be made in this industry going forward.
So last one, Ms. Secretary. You can, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can drill and excavate for natural gas without going for oil. Natural gas, clean burning fuel. We have enough for the next 500 years or whatever. maybe longer. That would power the AI revolution. That would power the country. It's pretty inexpensive. The last time I looked, it was about $3. It had gotten low as $2. It's clean burning and so forth and so on. And by the way, if we sell LNG to Europe, then they'll stop buying Russian natural gas and Russian oil, which would be another plus. Can you drill natural gas by itself and then sell it like all get out around the world, as well as employ it here at home? Last one.
Well, yes, we can, and we should never forget about Alaska. Alaska is just a massive resource of natural gas. We've got an opportunity with Japan, Philippines, South Korea, signing 20-year offtake agreements with some of those countries, displacing them buying oil from the Mideast. It's only 6 days shipped from Alaska to Japan, most secure supply line they would have. So we have big opportunities for ourselves, both in Europe and in the Pacific. Bring peace abroad and bring prosperity at home. When we get done with this, Donald Trump's going to be winning the Nobel Peace Prize.
You got it. Yes, sir. All right, Secretary Doug Burgum. Terrific stuff, sir. Thanks very much for coming back on. Congratulations on your new post.